Hello viewers, welcome to All Force e-learning program. This is the 6th session, right? In this session we are going to talk about the different types of vector. We were doing with types of vector. The later next part, position vector, we are going to do some examples based on that, right? We'll take some illustrations. So before going to that, let's have a recall of what we have learned in the earlier classes. So I was telling you physics is a subject of measurement. So I measure, I get a quantity. So physical quantity basically divided into two as scalars and vectors. Scalars are mere numbers, just magnitude, no direction, right? There are many scalars. Well, vectors are the physical quantities which have got both magnitude and direction, significant direction. The direction has got importance and they obey the laws of vector addition, right? So these vectors, they obey the laws of vector addition. So I was telling you the vectors are represented by three methods: pictorial representation, mathematical representation, and the polar method of representing the vector there, okay? And later we have talked about the different types of vectors. I was telling you parallel vectors, like vectors, equal vectors, null. We have talked about null vector, unit vector. Later we have come to the position vector. So I was giving you how the Cartesian has imagined a frame of reference, and from that how you can locate the position of a point. Let's take an illustration. Suppose imagine a two-dimensional plane. Let us imagine a 2D plane. Right? First we will take it in 2D plane, take some examples. Later we will expand to 3D plane. We will do some illustrations, okay? So consider a 2D plane. This is positive x-axis and this is positive y-axis, okay? Now in this 2D plane, suppose there is a point P, A comma B. Now I am asked to show the position vector of that point. So I was defining you yesterday. Position vector is the vector which represents the position of the point from the origin, right? It is the vector which represents the position of the point from the origin, right? So in this plane, so from the origin, this is O origin 0 comma 0. So the vector which represents the position of that point to OP bar. Now this is the position vector of point P. Right? So therefore the position vector of point P, position vector of point P, position vector of P, so that is OP bar. Let us name it as some A bar. Let's put it as some A bar like this, okay? Now, how to define it mathematically? How to define this mathematically? So mathematically I have to put it in vector notation. So represent this vector in vector notation. Now which way? Now drop a perpendicular. So when I drop a perpendicular like this, so this coordinate, the point where this line hits the x, now this value is A. So the vector has a component, like its component along x direction. This is A units along x direction. Now drop a perpendicular onto y-axis. Now this value is nearly, this is equal to B. So now how to complete this vector OP bar? Now how to reach from O to P, right? How to reach from O to P? You start from O, travel A units along x direction. So A along x direction. Yesterday I was telling you Cartesian has imagined, right? He has converted 3 unit vectors along 3 mutually perpendicular directions. So I was telling you the unit vector along positive x direction, along positive x direction, the unit vector he has imagined as I cap. Along positive y direction like this, along y direction he has imagined as j cap. This is plus y axis. And along positive z direction, it is outward actually. So this is k cap. So along positive x axis it is I cap, unit vector, a vector of 1 unit magnitude. So I was telling you a vector which has got 1 unit magnitude and a specified direction is called as a unit vector, right? So the unit vector along positive x direction, specified positive x direction, it is imagined as I cap. Along y direction it is j cap, and along z direction it is k cap. Like this, he has imagined the 3 unit vectors. So to reach point P from O, I have to travel A units along x axis. So that is along x-axis, each unit is I cap. One unit vector is I cap. So I have to travel a units. So the vector which I have to travel along x-axis is a I cap. Later, now I move parallel to y-axis. To reach point P, I have to travel parallel to y-axis. Now B units, so this is equal. So I have to travel B units parallel to y-axis. So it is BJ cap. So to complete this vector OP bar, so what is OP bar or A bar? It is to reach from point O to point P. So I travel A units along x-axis. So A along x-axis, I represent it as I cap, plus B along y-axis, I represent it as J cap. So therefore, the position vector OP bar, right, that is vector A bar, is represented in vector form as AI plus BJ. Now, how do you spell it in English? So, the position vector of point P, that is vector from O to P, from origin O to P, named as A bar, is A units along x-axis plus B units along y-axis. So, to reach from O to P, I should travel A units along x-axis, B units along y-axis. This is a simple way, mathematical way of denoting the vector in vector notation. So, A bar, so A OP bar or A bar is A I cap plus B J cap. This is the vector, position vector of point P there. So, the point P whose coordinates are A comma B, then its position vector can be represented as A I cap plus B J cap, right? So, this is the position vector. Okay, now I got the vector. Then for a vector, there is magnitude, there is direction, right? So, I have to, so how can I find the magnitude and direction of this vector? So, we have found the position vector of point P, OP bar as A I cap plus B J cap. Then, how to find the magnitude? You know, I was telling you the magnitude of the vector A bar, magnitude of vector A bar is mod A bar, right? Mod A, the modulus of vector A, it is called the absolute value of the vector, right? Magnitude of the vector means the absolute value of the vector, which is positive, it cannot be negative, and it is scalar, it should be a number with unit. So, magnitude of A is our vector OP bar. So, it is mod of OP bar. Mod, that is magnitude of OP bar. You know what is magnitude? I was telling you, a vector is represented by a straight line. I was informing you, a vector is represented by a straight line. The line segment like this. The length of the line segment represents the magnitude of the vector. So, the magnitude of the vector is length of the line segment. So, our line segment is OP here, then the magnitude of OP is length from O to P. Well, length from O to B from the picture, if you consider this is A units and this is B units, if I look at this picture, it represents a right angled triangle. Now, in a right angle triangle, you know, you can apply Pythagoras theorem. So, applying Pythagoras theorem, so the magnitude, length of this line segment, if this is A and this is B, you know Pythagoras theorem, the square of the hypotenuse is equal to sum of the squares of the base and the height, altitude, right? So, therefore, OP magnitude is, so from this right angle triangle, this I can write as root of A square plus B square. So, therefore, OP is equal to under root of A square plus B square. You know, you can even find this by in another method also. According to your analytical geometry, you see this point, the coordinates of this point is 0, 0, and the coordinate of this point is A, B. Now, the distance between O and P, the length of this line segment, according to your coordinate geometry, distance between 2 points, you have a formula, distance, it is under root of x2 minus x1 whole square plus y2 minus y1 whole square. Now, from this formula also you can find out the length of this segment. So, it is under root of our length OP bar, OP length can be written as x2 minus x1. So, it is A minus 0 square plus B minus 0 square. So, it is under root of A square plus B square. Even this way also you can find the length of the line segment there, right? So, length is magnitude of the vector. So, therefore, the magnitude of the vector you can find it by Pythagoras theorem or by analytical geometry, the coordinate geometry, then the length is root of a square b square. So the magnitude of the vector, if the vector OP bar is represented as AI plus BJ, then its magnitude mod OP bar. So mod of the vector A bar, we have named OP bar as A bar. So mod A bar is root of a square plus b square. Good, text. Then what is the direction? Angle made by the vector with the positive x-axis. I am considering the positive x-axis as the reference line. If this is the reference line, then with the reference line, what the angle made is theta, taken in anti-clockwise direction. Right? Now, so from this triangle, consider this triangle, so it is root of a square plus b square, of course. Right? From this right angle triangle OP, let's say this be Q. From this right angle triangle. Now, according to trigonometry, in a right angle triangle, you can find out the angles by taking sine and cos, right? Cos functions. Now, from this, you can consider tangent of this angle theta. Tan theta is opposite by adjacent. So, from the figure, the tangent of angle theta is the opposite by adjacent. It is B by A. So, theta I can write it as tan inverse of B by A, right? So this is the angle made by the vector with the reference line, that is our positive x-axis. Well, in coordinate geometry, we take all angles measured with positive x-axis taken in anti-clockwise direction. Anti-clockwise direction, positive angle, so plus theta. So therefore, in this two-dimensional plane, if there is any point P, A, comma, B, point P, A, comma, B, then the position vector of point P is represented as OP bar. So the position vector of point P, that is OP bar, is given as position vector of P, OP bar. Let the vector be named as A bar. So A bar is given as A units along x-axis, B units along y-axis. So A along x-axis unit vector is I cap, plus B along y-axis, unit vector along y-axis is j cap. So it's AI plus BJ. So the vector form of the position vector, if I have to show a vector, the vector form is AI plus BJ, like this. Then the vector is AI plus BJ. Then the magnitude of the vector, modulus of the vector, the absolute value of the vector. Now the absolute value is under root of A square plus B square. Right? You have got it by, you can get it either by Pythagoras theorem or by analytical geometry. Then the angle made by the vector, the angle made theta, this theta. So tan theta is opposite by adjacent B by A theta. So now regarding this vector, you can spell out these many things. You are just given with a point P in the coordinate system. So point P, A, comma, B, right? Then first you can define the position vector, first point. So the first thing is position vector you can define. So this is the position vector. Second, you can define its magnitude. Third, its angle with x-axis. You can even put this in terms of sine and cos also. Cos theta, A by under root of A square plus B square. Sin theta, B by under root of A square plus B square. Whichever way you want. So this is simple, just B by A. That's the reason I take it as tan theta equal to B by A. Then, well, if I take this vector, then its shadow on the vector A, the component along x-axis. You know, this is termed as the component along x-axis. The component along x-axis is A. You know, shadow, the component of the vector is shadow of the vector. Like for example, if there is a vector here, right? I want the vector along this plane. Then imagine a light source here. What shadow? The shadow falls here. The length of the shadow is this one. Now this length of the shadow you can imagine as the component of the vector. Similarly, suppose if you want the component along y-axis, imagine a light source here. Then the shadow falls here. Now this is the length of the shadow. The length of the shadow, you can imagine it as the component of the vector. So what are the components of this vector, right? It has two perpendicular components. The horizontal component along x direction is A, and the vertical component, that is along y direction, the component is B. So fourth point, you can even write component along x-axis. Component along x-axis is A units, and along y-axis is B units. So when you specify a point, from that point First you can write the position vector, you can write the magnitude, you can write the direction and its components like this. Okay, right. Yeah, yes. Let us take an example based on this, right? Take an example and write down the things. He'll be asking you to find these things in problems. When he's asking you to find the magnitude, angle, direction, all that. Let's take an example how he's going to ask the question there. Let's suppose there is a two-dimensional plane. There is a point P. The coordinates of the point are 6, 8. Coordinates of the point are 6, 8. The origin is at O. Now he is asking you to write down. He may ask you to find out what is the position vector of this point P. First question. What is the magnitude of this vector OP bar? Second question. Third, the angle made by the vector with the positive x-axis. Certainly it is with positive x-axis. Fourth, he may ask you to find the components. The components along x and y direction. He can ask you any question. Simple question, right? Then, so the vector, position vector. You know, I was defining the position vector. The vector which denotes the position of the point from the origin is termed as position vector. So the line joining the origin to the point P represents the position vector. So this is our position vector OP bar. Then, so how do you represent this position vector in vector form? The vector notation, in vector notation, I can write it as, so you know, earlier for a point P, A comma B, I was writing OP bar as, just so we have considered, right? It is AI plus BJ. A is x coordinate, B is y coordinate. So therefore, here its x coordinate is 6, here its y coordinate is 8. So the vector you can write it as 6i plus 8j, right? So the first simple position vector of the point 6, 8, 6i plus 8j. Then how about the magnitude of the vector? Well, if this is 6 units and this is 8 units, you know, our magnitude is length of the line segment. Length is the hypotenuse. It is under root of 6 square plus 8 square. Well, it is under root 6 square is 36 plus 64. It's root 100. Then the value is 10. So the magnitude of it is 10 units. Whatever units. If it is displacement, it is in meters, velocity, meter per second. If it is force, it will be newtons, so on and so forth. Okay. So the magnitude is 10. Magnitude of the vector is 10. Then the angle made by the vector, the angle of the vector theta. The angle made by the vector with positive x-axis tan theta. You know y coordinate is 8. So this length is 8 units, this length is 6 units. So taking tan theta, tan of the angle, tangent of the angle tan theta is opposite by adjacent. It's 8 by 6, 4 by 3. It's 1.33. It's 1.33, right? So therefore, so tan theta is equal to, so theta is tan inverse of 4 by 3. It's tan inverse 4 by 3. It is approximately, you can remember the value as a standard value, approximately 53 degrees. Nearly 52 degrees, 27 minutes. Okay, approximately 53, 52 and a half degrees. Okay, 53 degrees, approximately you can remember it as. So this is a standard value. Imagine it as 53 degrees. Then the components, you know the shadow, the component along x-axis is 6. So component along x-axis, along x direction, it is 6 units. And component along y direction, it is 8 units. So this way, just by giving the point, he can ask you to find the position vector, the magnitude, the angle, and the components, right? So this way, the question can be asked. Now, same thing, let us take the same example in 3 dimensions. Let's go to 3-dimensional plane, take an illustration and understand what are all the various things he is going to ask you and how to make out the things easily, right? Now, imagine a Cartesian 3D system. Let's suppose there is a Cartesian 3D system. This is the origin. This is positive x-axis, like this. Positive x-axis. Well, this is positive y direction, and this side it is positive z. Right, a left-handed system like this, positive x-axis, positive y direction, and positive z. Z is outward this side. Okay. So let me complete this. If I complete the cube, So this is a three-dimensional cube, for example, three-dimensional Cartesian plane, 3D plane. Now this is the origin O, 0, comma 0, comma 0. Now this is a point P given as A, comma B, comma C. In a Cartesian 3D system, he has defined a point P called A, comma B, comma C. Then, with respect to that point, now he is asking you to find out the things regarding the point P. So the point is A, comma B, comma C. Now the position vector of this point P, the position vector of point P is given as, this is the vector. It is OP bar, right? So it is OP bar. Our Z direction is this side. Please don't get confused, it is this side, and our vector is OP bar like this, right? So position vector of point P. So the point P denotes the coordinates of point P is ABC. Now the position vector of point P. So that is PV of point P. It is simply termed as PV of point P. That is OP bar. Let me name it as some A bar. So this is A bar. Now how do you denote this OP bar? OP bar or A bar is. Now let us understand. So I was telling you in the previous class, how do you reach point P? So you have to travel A units along X direction. The point X coordinate is A. So if X coordinate is A, they have to travel A units along X direction. Later you will travel B units along Y direction, then you will travel C units along Z direction. So to reach that point P, it is A along X axis, B along Y axis, this is B along Y axis, and C along Z axis. So putting it in the vector form, it is A along X axis. You know, along X axis I have named the unit vector as I cap. We have convented the unit vector along X axis is I cap. So when I travel A units along x-axis, 1 unit along x-axis is I cap. So 2 is 2i, 3i, 4i, A units. So it is A I cap. 1 unit along y-axis is j. 2 units 2j, 3j. B units, it is bj. C units along z-axis. So therefore along y direction it is B units. So along y it is B units. A units along x-axis plus B units along y-axis. Along y-axis each unit vector is j. So B along y-axis, so bj. Then C along z-axis. Along z-axis each unit is k. So this is ck. Right. So therefore I travel A along x-axis, B along y-axis, C along z-axis. Then the vector is named as A I cap plus B j cap plus C k cap. Now how do you spell it out? You expand this. The position vector of point P, right? The PV, in short PV of point P, OP bar. OP bar is defined as, I am naming it as some vector A bar. Then it is spelled out as A units along x-axis plus B units along y-axis plus C units along z-axis. In short, I symbolize all the things, the directions. So I just write it as AI plus BJ plus CK. You know, instead of writing this vector as A units along x-axis plus B units along y-axis plus C units along z-axis in an expanded form, I write in short. I am decreasing the number of bytes in memory, right? So simple symbolization of science, scientific subject, any science subject symbolizes things. Put in short. So it is A I cap plus B j plus C k. The position vector of point P. Good. Next. After this, now he is asking to find the magnitude of the vector. Now I have to find the magnitude of this vector. So magnitude of the vector OP bar. Magnitude is mod OP bar. Modulus. You know, magnitude of vector, the absolute value of the vector. So the magnitude of OP bar, that is mod A. Right? So what is the magnitude of the vector? You know, whenever the vector is represented as a line segment, the length of the line segment represents the magnitude. So the length from here to here represents the magnitude. So this diagonal of this cube, if I imagine this as a cube of dimensions A, B and C, dimensions A like this, B like this and C, it is the body diagonal of this cube. You know, in a cube, suppose if you consider, suppose there is a cuboid, let us say, there is a cuboid of length L, B and H, L, B and H, then the length of the body diagonal, from here to here, or from here to here, whatever it is, length. Now, if I have to find the length, first let me take the plane, the base of the floor of this cube. The length is L, breadth is B. So this diagonal comes up to be, this is the right hypotenuse of L and B. So this is under root of L square plus B square. In this cuboid, the base of the cuboid is of length L, breadth B. So the face diagonal is root of L square plus B square. Our height is H. This is H. Now our body diagonal, this body diagonal, it is the hypotenuse of these two. So it is the base, this is height. So hypotenuse of these both, it is under root of L square plus B square whole square plus H square under root. Square and root cancel. So finally you will get the answer root of L square plus B square plus H square. This is one method. You can even find this is by geometry, or you can find it by analytical geometry, like coordinate geometry. Distance between 2 points, length, distance between 2 points, you know the formula is under root of x2 minus x1 whole square plus y2 minus y1 whole square plus z2 minus z1 whole square. You can even find by this method also. So therefore, now the distance from O to P. So distance OP, length of the segment OP, magnitude of OP, x2 minus x1. It is a minus 0 square plus y2 minus y1, b minus 0 square plus z2 minus z1, c minus 0 square. So finally we get it as a square plus b square plus c square. It's a cuboid of dimension a comma b comma c. Instead of LBH, we have got ABC. So body diagonal, length of the diagonal, root of L square plus B square plus H square, or root of A square plus B square plus C square. It's the length of the body diagonal. So therefore it is under root of A square plus B square plus C square. So whenever a vector is represented as AI plus BJ plus CK, then simply its magnitude is root of A square plus B square plus C square. Suppose there is a vector given as something like this. Suppose if you are given with a vector like this, there is a vector A bar. A vector A bar is equal to something like 12y plus 3j plus 4k. Then the magnitude of the vector. So 12y plus 3j plus 4k. What is mod? So you need not put down the diagram again. You need not apply coordinate geometry or the geometry, all that. Simply, directly. So it is under root of. So it is A. Comparing AI, this is A. Bj, this is B. This is C. A, B and C. So it is root of A square 12 square plus B square 3 square plus C square, that is 4 square. So simply it is 144 12 square plus 9 plus 16. It is under root of 144 plus 9 plus 16, 25. It is under root 169. The answer is 30. So directly for any vector represented as AI plus Bj plus Ck, what is the magnitude? Root of A square plus B square plus C square. So the magnitude of the vector is A square plus B square plus C square. Whenever the vector is represented in three-dimensional Cartesian plane in vector notation like this, in mathematical form, then the magnitude is A square plus B square plus C square. Well, in the previous example we have taken a vector A and B only in 2D. The third dimension was not existing. So the third coordinate is 0. C was 0. So the vector is A plus Bj. Then the magnitude is simply root of A square plus B square. If it is a 2D plane, then it is like this. Okay, then, so magnitude, we have got magnitude. Third, now you have to find the directions, right? Now, when in the initial case, earlier case, when it was a 2D plane, I have taken the vector right angle triangle, applied tangent of the angle, then I got the tangent angle. Now, in this 3D plane, I was taking only one angle there. In the earlier case, when I was taking a vector in 2D plane, OP, this is A comma B, then I have found this angle theta, only with x-axis. Only with x-axis. So I took tan theta is equal to B by A. Sometimes you will be asked to find the angle with y-axis. What is the angle with y-axis? Let me ask you. Let it be some angle alpha. Then again, if the horizontal x coordinate is A, y coordinate is B. Now considering this right angle triangle, you can find the angle here. Now here, if this is A, this is A. Tan alpha is A by B. So you can find the angle with x-axis or angle with y-axis. Any angle, right? So when you get one, you can find the other. 90 minus theta, if one angle is theta, other one is 90 minus theta. You can even directly find like this also. But here, in this case, the body, the vector which is representing makes different angles with xyz angle. So let us name these angles as the angle made by the vector with x-axis. Let me take it as alpha. Angle made by the vector with x-axis, positive x-axis. This is positive x-axis. So with the positive x-axis, let the angle be alpha. Similarly, the angle made by the vector with y-axis, let this angle with y-axis be, this be beta. And the angle made with z-axis, this one is gamma. Right? So there are three angles, right? Three angles, x-axis, y-axis and z-axis like this. Is it? So these three angles I have to define alpha, beta, gamma. Now how to define alpha, beta, gamma? Now for this we have to visualize. We have to visualize the vectors in 3D plane. So I will be showing you. Let us consider a three-dimensional plane like this. Imagine a 3D plane. So please have a keen look regarding this, so that I will show you in this 3D plane how you can imagine the angles, how you can imagine the point, how to find out the magnitude, angles, all the things, right? So let the xyz axis, these are the xyz axis like this, right? Three-dimensional plane, left hand system. This is positive x-axis, positive y-axis, positive z-axis, right? Now let me consider a vector like this. Now this is a vector. This is a vector. Better have a keen look regarding this. So this way it is a vector. Now this is the point which I have to define. This is the point P, A comma B comma C, the point which was given to us. This is A comma B comma C. So the point P here is A comma B comma C. Now I was defining position vector, the vector which represents the position of that point. Suppose if your eye is imagined at the origin, then the line joining your eye to that point represents the position vector. Imagine your eye to be at the origin, then the light ray which connects your eye to that, that line, the line which connect from your eye to that, so that is called the position vector of the point P. Well, this is point P, right? The line joining from the origin to point P, this is the position vector, right? OP bar, origin is O, this point is P, so it is OP bar. We have named it as A bar. Then how did I reach this point? How to reach this point? First I started from the origin. I travelled A units along x-axis. Along x-axis each unit is I cap. I travelled A units, so it is A I cap. Then I have moved along y-axis parallel to y-axis like this. B units parallel to y-axis. Each unit along y-axis is j cap. So I travelled B units, so it is bj cap. Later from there I travelled C units along z-axis like this. So C from there in the upper direction, Z in 1 unit along z-axis k cap. So I travelled C units, C k cap. So to reach this point P from O, I travel A units along x-axis, B units along y-axis, C units along z-axis. So AI plus BJ plus CK. So our vector OP bar is the sum of AI plus BJ plus CK. To reach point P, I have to go AI, A along x-axis, B along y-axis, C along z-axis. So therefore AI plus BJ plus CK gives you the position vector. Okay. Now the point A comma B comma C, this point is 0, 0, 0. What is the length of this segment? The magnitude of the vector. Modulus of the vector, magnitude of the vector, absolute value of the vector. It is the length of the segment distributed 2 points. You can find by distributing 2 points. Or imagine a cube like this cuboid. This is the body diagonal. If I imagine a cuboid, then come on, imagine a cuboid like this way. Then this is the body diagonal. length and breadth. If I imagine this as length and breadth, then this is the phase diagonal, root of a square plus b square, right? Root of a square plus b square. To this, the height is c. Then this is the hypotenuse of root of a square plus b square and c, like this, these two. So it is the hypotenuse of these two. My middle finger represents the phase diagonal root of L square plus b square or a square plus b square. My forefinger denotes the height c. Our position vector, the pen, the position vector, it is the hypotenuse of these two. So it is root of this square plus this square. So it is root of a square plus b square plus c square. It is under root of a square plus b square whole square. Root square cancel plus c square. So this comes out to be a square plus b square plus c square. So please imagine this is under root of a square plus b square plus c square. And what is this? I travelled a units along x-axis. So this length is a, right? Now what you do, imagine drop a perpendicular from the point P onto this x-axis, not onto the plane, onto x-axis. If I drop a perpendicular from point P onto this x-axis, you see this forms a right angled triangle. Right. Now the angle made by the vector with x-axis is alpha. I imagine this as alpha. Right. So drop a perpendicular from the vector to x-axis. So this is alpha. Now these three form a right angle triangle. This angle is alpha. Right. This angle, the arc of my thumb here, that is alpha. So now from this right angle triangle, apply trigonometry. What is cos alpha? You know, cos, according to trigonometry, cos theta is in a right angle triangle. If you consider a right angle triangle, this is base and this is hypotenuse. This is hypotenuse and this is altitude. Then this cos theta is base by hypotenuse. Then from this right angle triangle, you see what I am doing is I am dropping a perpendicular from the point P onto x-axis. Well, if I tilt it like this and drop a perpendicular, this way it is. This is a right angle triangle and this angle is alpha, this part, this arc. So cos alpha is adjacent by hypotenuse. Adjacent. What is this length? I was telling you, this is the length I travelled along x-axis. It is a units. So this is a. Now this is the length of the vector, root of a square plus b square plus c square. So cos alpha, this is alpha, cos alpha adjacent by hypotenuse. So adjacent is a, hypotenuse is root of a square plus b square plus c square. So therefore, the angle made by the vector cos, this cos alpha, it is a by the vector. So cos of the angle made with x-axis is a by under root of a square plus b square plus c square. The angle made by the vector with x-axis. Now similarly, this is xyz. Now drop a perpendicular from here onto y-axis. If I drop a perpendicular onto y-axis like this here, this again forms a right angle triangle. Now the angle made by the vector with y-axis, this is beta. This angle is beta. Here again you get a right angle triangle. So this, what is this length? It is b units along y-axis. I was telling you b units along y-axis. So drop a perpendicular from it. This appears to be like this. So this is the right angle triangle. The angle made by the vector with y-axis, this is beta. So this angle is beta. Now right angle triangle. Now cos beta. What is cos beta? Adjacent by hypotenuse. It is adjacent by hypotenuse. So cos beta is b. Adjacent. What is this? This is the length along y-axis, that is b. So therefore it is b by this vector. So therefore cos of the angle with y-axis beta, it is b by under root of a square plus b square plus c square. Similarly, now drop a perpendicular from this onto z-axis, from the point P onto z-axis like this. Drop a perpendicular here onto z-axis. The angle made by the vector with z-axis, this is gamma. This angle is gamma. Now this forms a right angle triangle. Cos gamma. Well, this is cos gamma. Right angle triangle. What is cos gamma? Adjacent by hypotenuse. What is this? It is its vertical component. See, I travelled A, B and C. See here. C is the vertical distance I travelled to reach the point P. So this is C and this is the length of the vector. So when I drop a perpendicular, cos gamma is adjacent by hypotenuse. So therefore cos gamma is equal to C by under root of a square plus b square plus c square. So alpha, beta, gamma are the angles made by the vector with positive x-axis, y-axis and z-axis. Positive x-axis alpha, y-axis is beta, z-axis is gamma. So this is right angle triangle cos alpha A by this right angle triangle cos beta B by this right angle triangle cos gamma C by. So you get cos alpha A by root A square plus B square plus C square, and B by root cos beta is B by under root of A square plus B square plus C square, and cos gamma is C by under root of A square plus B square plus C square. So the direction of the vector is given by the cosine angles, cosine of the angles there. The direction is given by the cosine angles, right? They are named as directional cosines. They are named as directional cosines. They are the directional cosines, using which you can find the direction of the vector, right? So first the position point, the position vector, magnitude and the direction, right? So this way you can find the position vector in 3 dimension. Tomorrow we will take up some illustrations regarding this. Okay, right? Well, thank you.